Hello, friends. Welcome to GK Sports India YouTube channel. And this is the review of India versus Pakistan Super 4 game in the Asia Cup 2025. Kumbi-Gikku show. And with me is our good old friend, cricket expert, player turned umpire, K. Srinath. Sri, good morning. Happy Navaratri to you all and to you, Sri, and your family members. How challenging was the score that Pakistan posted, but India in the end made it look easy. But it was not as easy as it seems to be, wasn't it?
Yeah, good morning, Jiku, and reciprocate the wishes for Navaratri. Yes, the scoreline would certainly not denote saying that it was a tough run chase, but maybe India being a bit sloppy on the field, so Pakistan did manage to get to a score of 171 in the 20 overs and lost only 5 wickets. But in the end, in the preview, you were trying to tell me why I did put the money on Abhishek Sharma. And I did mention about, if the first 6 overs, the power play is consumed by Gill and Abhishek Sharma. So that's what did happen in the run chase. Though there was a small hiccup post the dismissal of Gill, but India were never losing sight of that run chase. So you can't say, India would be extremely happy with the victory under the belt. Yeah, of course, starting off the Super Force again with another victory, and Pakistan, as always, and once again, faltering in multinational event. So India certainly didn't tick all boxes, but end of the day, victory is a victory, and certainly, a victory, I would say, made easy meet off actually. Over and ball seven balls to spare, chasing down something close to 9 runs and over in a T20 game. That too a high-profile game which involves India and Pakistan, which is always a game which has got a lot of spark, a lot of fire, and a lot has been spoken about pan world. So end of it, yes, happy with the result, but certainly overall a lot of work for India to do before they get on to the next game.
Yeah, but 171 that Pakistan made 172 target. It was a challenging one, but then like your boy, if I can say, Abhishek Sharma started off with a six like he did in the previous Sunday of Shaheen Shah Afridi in the first ball of the run chase, and India were always in the front, be it the power play score ahead of Pakistan during that phase. And also after 10 overs, they were well ahead of Pakistan in that particular first 10 overs. So how crucial were the childhood friends, Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill, and their opening partnership? That set the tone. And obviously, to score something like 172, you need a strong opening stand, and that was aptly provided by the two Punjabi boys.
Absolutely, in fact, the captain of the Indian team, like we always mention, the famous duo of Jay and Viru in Sholay. So he said, one is fire and the other is ice. I mean, absolutely, I've always mentioned the calming influence which Shubman Gill can bring to the center, along with the flamboyance and firepower of Abhishek Sharma. And played a lot of age group cricket together and turned out for Punjab. So they know each other pretty well and they complement each other very well. So when you saw that Abhishek, as usual, was overdrive from ball one, and he has a special liking towards this Pakistani attack, and especially Shaheen Shah Afridi, who time and again has struggled in the last couple of years when he's played against India, their mainstay and linchpin in the bowling attack. He's struggled to make inroads up front with the new ball, and Abhishek Sharma just took him apart. And very, very important, when you're chasing in excess of 8.5, close to 9 runs and over, that too in a stage wherein you need to be up, because you shouldn't be playing catch-up game towards the end, waiting for other results, or depend on net run rate where you have a failure under your belt. So as you mentioned, India had only one possibility. They had to lose the game. Pakistan had no chance of winning this game. And at the halfway mark, they were way ahead of the game. Barring a couple of hiccups, like they lost Surya for a blob, and Sanju did look a bit rusty. But as usual, Tilak Verma, walking in, played a brilliant cameo, 30 of 19 balls, and Hardik Pandya giving him company in the end. So again, we did not require the services of Akshar Patel or Shivam Dev Dubey to come out and bat. So that's it. I would say, per se, in terms of the chase, India would be extremely happy. A clinical performance from the batting perspective.
Yeah, it was nice to hear the combination Jay and Viru of the Sholay. But there was one phase where Shubman Gill hit a four, and there was some kind of an exchange of words, and then the non-striker Abhishek Sharma stepped in, and probably from what we saw, probably he fought for his opening partner and good friend. So there they just stopped, and the umpire also intervened. But anyway, that's part and parcel of a close contest. But then Pakistan, they put up a better show than the previous Sunday, going against Jasprit Bumrah and the opening bowlers Hardik Pandya. Jasprit Bumrah was off color, and he is allowed to have an off day, isn't he? Considering what he has done and what he is capable of.
I think the sort of standards he's set, and the bar he always is expected to raise. So he's human, and when we see that Jasprit Bumrah goes for something in excess of 6.5, 7 in a T20 game, eyebrows are raised, and people talk about saying that it was an off day for Bumrah. Yes, certainly I've not seen Bumrah, in the recent past for many years now, going in for 45 in four in at 10.5 an over and not picking a wicket. Mind you, he bowled 3 overs in the power play, but I think Pakistan came out with the plan to target him and take him on. And again, as I said, one area where India would certainly look into in the next couple of days before they take on Bangladesh on Wednesday would be certainly the catching. And Dilip certainly, would be working overtime. It's like what you give comes back to you. So that was what Abhishek Sharma, had the slice of luck in his favor. Sahib Zada Farhan was dropped twice, and he went on to make 58 of 45. Again, not a great strike rate, but did manage to get a attractive half century. And Pakistan did have a good power play. Again, they faltered in the middle overs, wherein again the surprise package we saw Shivam Dubey didn't bowl in the last couple of games, came in handy, and he picked up 2 wickets. And we had 1 wicket apiece for Kuldeep and Pandya. A rare off day for Bumrah, I would say. And as usual, Varun was, his economical self and just going for about 6 and over. But the surprising factor was, Akshar Patel bowling only 1 over. So overall, from the bowling perspective, it's not on a daily basis. You would see all your 5 bowlers come out and fire all cylinders and are expected to roll over opponents for less than 120 or 100. Mind you, they are playing against quality international oppositions, and especially in the Super Fours, you have Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan as your opponent, and we have rolled over Pakistan as of now. And yes, late flourish from Faheen Ashraf, 8 ball 20, and Salman Agha, the skipper, managed to get bat on ball and got a 17 not out. I think the last 3 overs they got 43, which propelled the score into 171. Otherwise, they were looking just around 150, 155. As you mentioned, yes, not a disappointing result or a one-sided or a lopsided game. There was some challenges in this game for India, but end of it, when they came out to bat, they made it look so easy.
Yeah, so Jasprit Bumrah was often seen bowling full tosses and short balls that the Pakistanis went after. There was a phase where in 10 overs they were close to 100, Pakistan that is. But once Shivam Dubey came, he applied the brakes, was economical. And there was a phase where in that 4 overs between 11 and 14, Pakistan could manage only 24 runs. So there we saw Shivam Dubey's effectiveness. But can you say why Jasprit Bumrah was off color yesterday? Was it just the full tosses and short balls, or it was the Pakistan going with the attacking mindset and just throwing bat at whatever Bumrah delivered?
I mean, there's no one particular reason you can pick and say that why did Bumrah bowl those full balls and short balls. I mean, a day wherein you couldn't, find your rhythm, and one of those days, which is a very, very a rare one with Bumrah, and you can see him bounce back in such a fashion. I think the coming next two games in the Super Force, the other two teams are going to be in big, big trouble because we know the sort of character Bumrah is. When he comes back and bounces back, he comes back, full throttle. So yes, you mentioned about the middle overs where Pakistan did struggle. I think the problem with them has been, it's either they play on an overdrive or they are just on handbrake. So that's been the issue. So the rotation of strike, when you milk those singles, when you're not getting those boundaries, play for 6, 7 in the middle overs, you're putting the bowlers off guard, and they try to do something different. But the issue has been this with Pakistan the whole of this tournament. The strike rotation has not been there, and the batter who's going, a full throttle has not been given the strike at the important time. But overall, I think Pakistan would relatively be happy with their previous performances, and at least they did get to a reasonably good target of 171, which certainly would give their batters some confidence moving ahead to play the next two Super 4 games. So, but yes, Bumrah is just a one-off day. So I don't think it's a a big thing to worry for India. But for me, it's about Akshar Patel. Is he carrying a niggle, or what was the reason? Because 1 over for 8 runs,
Mm.
and certainly I won't associate that with Akshar because he's one of those canny bowlers, and he's been one of India's vital cog in the wheel. I would say in the last 18, 20 months in terms of T20 cricket till Gill came in and took over the vice captaincy. So it was Akshar Patel who was the vice captain. And we've not seen him still bat in this tournament because the top order has been so good. And typically the Indian lower order or middle order has not been tested. So that was the only thing that was worrisome for me in this game. And of course, the catching part of it. Otherwise, India really looked on top.
Certainly, and India were on top, and they would have been even in a better position, chasing less target had those four drop chances not been grasped. Twice by Abhishek Sharma, once by Kuldeep Yadav, and in the end by Shubman Gill. But then, like you said, T. Dilip would have some a lot of work to do, and we heard Surya Kumar Yadav say that he has mailed each one of those buttered finger Indian fielders. So that's something that India will look up. But overall, if you look at where are the areas India can still work on, of course, catching is one department. But any other areas that you see India really working on before taking on Bangladesh and later in the week against Sri Lanka?
Look, this is a very well-rounded side, and the surprising factor is the only Indian bowler to get to 100 T20I wickets. Ashdeep Singh is not a regular part of this setup. We've discussed this, saying it's horses for courses, and the conditions are not conducive for India to, put in another fast bowler ahead of a spinner in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So the likes of the likes of Jitesh Sharma or Rinku Singh might not even get a game in the middle. So when that is the case, it shows the sort of stiff competition that exists within the squad. So to me, it's just game to game, and India would look to try and plug the hole of catching generally in the forthcoming game. And yes, Bumrah's one odd game lack of form is not going to concern India to that extent. And yes, though Sanju looked a little bit rusty, will he get to bat again against Bangladesh would be a big question mark. So this is a supremely confident side. The only thing is, India should not get into that mold of getting a little bit complacent like they did against Oman in the forthcoming games. Because we are at the business end of the tournament, two more to go, and then we step on to the final stage on 28th of September. So I think that's the only area. And as of now, yes, and these boys, they take a lot of pride in the sort of cricket they play. And again, I reiterate what IPL has done for them, and the confidence that it's given them, and to perform under pressure, play under big crowds. And these boys are very adept enough to shut the noise out about what's happening in the outside world, and they take it one game at a time. So nothing much to worry about. For me, I thought it was a good exercise maybe those four drop catches was a blessing in disguise because Pakistan managed to get to 170 and the Indian batting order could test themselves in the run chase. I think now they are game for anything. They can bat first, put up a big score, and bowl the team out, or vice versa, chasing. They can chase down anything. So overall, I think comprehensive victory. And again, there is no sweeter moment when you beat Pakistan.
Certainly, and not only did India drop those chances, even Pakistan reciprocated the favor, and Abhishek Sharma was dropped twice. Has it got something to do with the lighting, which is unique in Dubai Stadium, which is called the Ring of Fire? Has it got anything to do with that? Will the blame be on the Ring of Fire for those grassed chances?
To an extent, yes, I would say partially, because the lights are positioned in such a way that when the tendency is when you just lift up your head to try and sight the ball, the lights first strike you, and you're partially blinded before you get to that. So because that's something that would really concern most of the fielders. On the flip side of it, when you talk about top flight international cricket, I mean the adage would be that you expect cricketers at this level to take those chances. I think we can't be, that critical and crucify them for what they have done. But certainly, yes, one fielder dropping two, and mind you, Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill are two of the better fielders in the Indian side. And I always say the last 10, 12 years, we've seen this Indian team in all formats, develop into a fantastic all-round fielding side. In Test match cricket, we've had some very good close-in fielders, and of course, the leader of the pack always has been Jadeja, who's led the way. And this side has got some terrific fielders in Surya himself, Shubman Gill. We've got Tilak Varma. Maybe the slower of the lot could be somebody like Varun Chakravarti or Kuldeep Yadav, but the rest Akshar Patel. So I think they are an all-round side, and obviously we expect most of them to be at least a safe or good fielders, which both Kuldeep and Varun are, though they are not the swiftest of movers on the field of play. And Jasprit Bumrah, to his credit, I think he's worked so hard on his fielding, and many a times in this tournament we've seen him field at point. And I did mention in one of casual conversations with my friends, I told them that he's looking at jaunty roads at point. So I think that's the sort of work these boys have put in. Credit to the support staff for the sort of work they've also done with these boys. So yes, the lights are positioned and they are in such vantage points that could create a bit of an issue with the sighting per se. But no excuses for that because these boys do practice a lot to ensure they overcome all these things.
Of course, talking about Jasprit Bumrah and his point fielding, we cannot forget the catch that he took in the first India versus Pakistan match in this Asia Cup. Same Ayub caught a point in the point region by Jasprit Bumrah for a duck. He went on to be out for two more consecutive ducks, but maybe Pakistan will be pleased with Saim Ayub's batting performance that he scored some 30 odd runs yesterday. And they had a change in the batting order with Fakhar Zaman opening. There was some issue that Pakistan had with Fakhar Zaman's dismissal. They claimed that the ball bounced before it reached Sanju Samson's gloves. But looking at the replays that the third umpire was given from the clear straight angle, and the side angles were very, very blurred. So I thought he made a correct decision. There was one whatever the Pakistan's claim that it was a bump catch, and the media there showed the ball off the grass, but when you see closely the ball, it was a baseball. So that is what the Pakistan media are going with. What are your thoughts on that? And just throw a light on how these kind of catches are decided upon.
The toughest calls that the TV umpire makes are the uh, fair catches because all the images you get are two-dimensional. So many a times the right angles are not picked. So what the TV umpire looks for is the inkling of whether the ball is carried clearly, whether the fingers are underneath the ball, or the ball changes direction after hitting the finger, or it's changed the position of the seam after hitting the grass. So in this case, actually the ball bounced off the fingers of the glove and got into the glove. So to me, on that particular day, if I was the TV umpire, I think it's a judgment call, and I could have made the same, or it could have been different. But that particular call which the TV umpire made was the right one. So as you mentioned, and I've always said that, Pakistan are very sore losers, and they have to find a reason saying that, they played against 14, 11 plus two on-field umpires and the TV umpire, whatever. They had issues with Andy Pycroft being a match referee. So till they shut this outside noise out and decide to just focus on what they need to do, which they did reasonably well and got to 171 and failed to defend that. I think they can progress better in this tournament if they focus on cricket rather than, trying to find fault with umpiring or technology or issues with the referee. So to me, it was a good call and a fair call which the TV umpire made. Not because it was in favor of India. Technically, it was the correct decision he made. As you said, even I saw the clipping from a Pakistani journalist or a social media post. Actually, it was a baseball. So we are in the world of artificial intelligence. So you never know, tomorrow they might even end up putting a tennis ball. So they need to be educated and told, try and at least put up a cricket ball, white cricket ball instead of a baseball.
True, and the same Pakistan is, if it was Pakistan wicketkeeper holding a bumped catch, they will insist that it was clean catch. So that's what is likely to happen, and that is what has been happening. Knowing that, like you say, they are sore losers and all that. So on that note, hopefully Pakistan learn from their mistakes, learn from whatever, like you say, shut out the outside noises, concentrate on the game, and not focus on things that they should not be focusing, which is other than what is on the cricket field. So on that note, thank you, viewers. India did win comprehensively, though it was not as close, as easy as it was going by the scorebook. It was a good contest. There was the ups and downs. India did lose a couple of wickets in a hurry. Pakistan were up, but they also had a slump, and Indian bowlers brought India back, restricting Pakistan to not more than 175. On that note, thank you, Sri. Have a good day and a good week ahead, and see you before the second Super 4 match for India, which is against Bangladesh come Wednesday. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.